Hello Taurus, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Taurus, let's start this off right. I'm having some technical issues today. I've made changes to technology and all these different things, and I'm trying to make everything work together. So it's been a day. It's been a day. But here we are. We're getting it done. So you guys are going to round out the earth signs for the reading for January of what it is that your inner child wants you to know. So if you're coming back to the channel, returning, thank you very much for returning. I appreciate you. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I am Nicole. I'm usually not this discombobulated. So there we are. We're 46 seconds into my discombobulation. Good stuff. Taurus, I feel like it's fitting, though, for you guys, what I've just occurred trying to get things set back up here. You know, I always go with those intuitive messages first, and this is going to be for your sun, your moon, your rising. If you feel that it applies to your Venus placement, by Lord, use it. If not, let it go. But the thing that I picked up on, I feel a little dizzy, actually, was that I want to say this may have come up in your weekly. I think it was you guys, where I heard from Spirit say, it's so ridiculous, it's laughable. It's almost funny. And then following that message from Spirit comes in this feeling. I can't help it. Like I got up, I walked away and came back to the space here to do this. And I got that same feeling like 3 times over. So again, walked away, felt it again. But it's like going from this, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous, to disappointment and almost being reduced to tears. Taurus, whatever is happening in your world that is triggering that inner child, that is triggering something that is not yet healed, know that it may feel like the biggest crock of shit ever to you, but I'm almost positive this came out in your weekly, but it really is for your highest good. Something has to clear out. Something here has got to be cleaned up, Taurus. And I'm thinking back to like me trying to get the tripod set up and the phone, and I've got this new case thing, and it just was like fumbling with things and trying to get them together. And typically that's not me. I'm just, there we are, we're done, moving on to the next thing. There's a lot, and I almost feel like there's a song. I know this reading is getting started oddly and kind of erratic. It's like, and I want to say it's a country song, but something to the effect of, and then you have to swallow hard, or something like that. Like there's a hard truth that's coming to the surface, Taurus, that you may be having to swallow. Or all you know to do is just swallow hard and pray that it all works out. You know, there's a feeling of this emptiness that comes through. You guys, these are the intuitives. We're 3 minutes and 36 seconds into this. 336, by the way. They're intuitive messages. There's a reason. There's always a reason. If you guys pay attention to the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, the way things play out, they always play out for a particular reason. The way that they do. And I can't help but feel that this is very imperative to you. Like there's a severity of, you know, you could look at tarot as like we read it for fun or something to do, or ooh, look at how closely that relates. But Taurus, if you're here and you're watching this video, 4:14 on the clock, to me this is life-altering changes to the foundations that you thought you had secured that are absolutely changing, Spirit said. And there's a very serious tone to the way that comes in for you, at least for me. And Taurus, you guys know, like, sometimes it's probably like I'm whipping on you. Please know that I want to see everybody heal or work through it or understand it. And live their best lives. And that's every single person I've ever read for, every single person that tunes into this channel. I want to see you guys thrive, not survive. So there's a reason. As I say that, I got the chills from my ears down to my knees. Like, the chills are coming in for a reason. That is my confirmation from Spirit. Boom, you hit the nail on the head. Okay? So Taurus, let's see what's going on for you guys. I've just got the chills all over me. Ta-ta. Ta-ta. What was that from? Ta-ta. Like, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. Taurus. Spirit for Taurus, for their inner child. What does Taurus need to know? What does their inner child want Taurus to know at this time? Connection. I have seen that card come out on repeat. If it was a broken record, it would be labeled connection right now. To me, I don't know, the intuition is flying high right now. That's the thing, Taurus. The connections to the people that you have. Is it about how they are serving you? Or, I don't even feel like there's an or. It's like, well, what does this do for me? There's a little bit of a selfish way about it. And guys, I love you. Don't hit, you know, the next channel or whatever. Like, don't hit the pause or the I'm out of here or the exit button. There is a selfish point to every single person in this world. I've got it. I got a bone in me. We've all got a bone in us for that, right? Like, we all have that within us. Just like every tarot card has got good and negative aspects. We as humans have good and negative aspects too. It's what we do with those, how we channel those things, how we address those things that makes all the difference in the world. And your connections. What Spirit is saying, similar quality are your connections showing up as for you when you're dealing with other people? I think along the way there's been a lot of wonderful connections, but I also feel like at some point for you they always become mundane. So even if you've had a friend for 25 years, you guys have known each other from childhood, right? Grew up together, the best of friends, lean on each other. There's something about that that either gets complacent or mundane, and it's like it's not enough. It makes me think of the Devil card. Wanting more, desiring more, or just feeling like it's worn itself out, it's taken its course, now it's just there. You know, it's like that bright, it's like your kids, right? They get that cool new toy, or let's go into this damn Stanley mug thing right now, right? Like, good Lord. Gotta have it because that's what everybody else is doing. That's the cool thing for that moment. But then next week when nobody's talking about it, it's just another cup that's sitting in the cupboard. And that's kind of how I feel about the connections that you guys have right now. Oh, fiery and fun in the beginning, but then it loses its luster. Okay, so, and I'm going to tell you too, and Spirit's bringing this to my attention, that think about like situations. You ever see like maybe your best friend, they head over heels in love in 2 weeks and they run off and they get married and the divorce happens faster than the marriage did, right? It's stuff like that it happens so quick. If it bursts out in excitement, it's a temporary thing. It falters. It falls. Think about a firework, right? Boom, there's the explosion. 3 seconds later, it's fizzled out. That's kind of how this feels with the connection. Starts out hot and heavy maybe, or ooh, we're best of friends, we're going out to lunch 6 days a week, but then it seems to die off. There's something about something here that is dying off in some regard. And as I say that and I look down, you've got the card of repetition. There it is. So it's like, it's almost funny. Oh, there goes another person. Oh, there goes another situation. Oh, there goes another repeat. And then it's you sitting there with the quiet or the distance and going, it's disappointing again. This is disappointing again. It's like never getting full traction. I know I'm probably beating a dead horse here with that statement, but like, it's just the way it comes through. I want to make sure that you guys are understanding what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, what Spirit is giving to me, you know. So let's see. Let's move on. Taurus, what does Taurus's inner child need to know? Spirit, what does Taurus's? They're throwing me half the deck. You know, heat, influence, and space all came out. It's too many cards. I'm going to put them back. But they all came out in the sideways position. Again, I just talked about that hot and heavy, right? That heat. The influence. What is the influence for you? Is it a cycle, a repetitive cycle that just keeps continuing to play out? And then this space, go from no space to a whole lot of space. Oh, Spirit just said overnight, whatever that means. So you could be spending, it's like spending excessive time with somebody, and then it could be like somebody ghosting you. 3 days in a row, let's make a fun, hot and heavy weekend, and then come Monday, you never hear back from them again. And then it's like maybe a week or 2 weeks, and then you hear from them again. It's all about like the build up to the letdown, okay? So for Taurus, please, Spirit, what does Taurus's inner child want them to know at this time? Taurus's inner child. It's like you guys are blocking wanting to see it, blocking acknowledging it. Heat tried to come back out again. Didn't quite make it out, but if you guys know, like I let the cards come out on their own. I don't pull them. I let them work their way out of the deck. Productivity and influence, or not influence, potential. Revolution card. I said it in Capricorn and Virgos. It keeps showing itself. The consistency here with it, with the fragments. You guys need to understand, and you need to know. More than you need to know, you need to realize, if you haven't already, that the potential for these changes, the potential for what's coming in also means leaving the past behind you. Potential, that's my card of the inner child in this particular deck. And you can see that inner child is sitting within her. And I've seen that card pop out in just damn near every reading, whether it was on the split, underlying, a couple cards back. It continues to show itself. Productivity. Could have grown up. This isn't going to be for everybody, right? Could have grown up in, whether you were an only child or felt like the only child, or relied on as the only child, or grew up in a single family household. So there's something around that scenario. You could be a single parent as well, Taurus. And it's like you're trying to build something solid. You're trying to jet set your lifestyle. You're trying to make things work to the best of your ability. I also feel like it's giving me the Seven of Cups vibes, that it's like every new thing that comes in, you're like, ooh, is this it? Is this the one? Is this the job? Is this the opportunity? 13 on the clock a second ago. Is this it? And they all feel, at 13, like dead ends. Every time. It's like it might last for a little while, but again, that fizzle, it fizzles back out. And some of you could be really trying to juggle the responsibilities of parenthood, a single family home, or you watched a parent or somebody do this. There was no time. It was like you could feel like you're, you know, the heat, that it's pressure. It's putting the weight on your shoulders. You feel the burn on the back of your neck. It's like getting bad sunburn, right? They're being outside working all day. You feel the heat of it all. You feel the burn of it all. And it's like, is this the one? Is this the thing? Is this it? And fully investing hardcore, like wanting it and wanting it now. You try to see the potential. Your inner child is like, is this the person that's going to be there? Is this the job that's going to secure the rest of my future? Whatever you've been lacking, and it could be in any area of your life, everything that comes in, I don't feel like you're using your discernment to fully understand what each situation is showing you. It is simply, God, let this be it. Okay? And Taurus, I'm not love bombing you. I'm not a crazy person, not a narcissist. Please know that this message, and it's coming in heavy, is guidance for you to look at yourself. It is guidance for all of us. The shitty thing is we have to hold ourselves accountable, right? And then we have to sit with those feelings. And I mean, I've been there not even that long ago, recently. It's a very uncomfortable position to be in. But when you get on the other side of that and you realize what you've been doing to yourself, you know never to do that thing again. You can't blame yourself, but you also have to hold yourself accountable to make the changes to not repeat these things, okay? So know that I love you and I want you to do amazing in this world. Okay, Taurus, distractions. Like I said, you could be dealing with, family life, home life, kids, work, juggling responsibilities, all of these various things, right? Trying to keep yourself from having to, what's the word? I hate to say having to see, right? But it's like, if you sit still long enough, things start to come up. Some of you may find yourself sleeping a lot. Spirit's showing me sleeping a lot, napping. When you do have the downtime, like, oh, good. If I don't want to have to think about X, Y, and Z, I'm just going to go lay down and take a nap. Put my headphones in and listen to some music and just pass out. That's how it feels. Like, anything that's going to keep you out of, could say getting into your head, but it's more like getting into your heart. Because if you think about it, it triggers an emotion, and then that emotion becomes intense, Cancerian energy there, that makes you have to feel and be empathetic to yourself and to others. And not saying that you're not, because you are, Taurus, but it runs a lot deeper. That's where that, oh shit, now I feel that disappointment setting in those alone moments that you have to address that. And then that's for foundations, right? The foundational energy there. So it's kind of like, I don't want my mind to explode, so I'm just going to, nap. I'm going to go distract myself. But it feels like a lot of sleepiness. So some of you guys could, think about where you are. And, sleepiness sometimes can be a signal of depression. I'm not a doctor. There's my disclaimer. Consult those accordingly, right? But it can be a symptom of, a form of depression. So check on yourself. All right, Taurus, what else here? What else does Taurus's inner child need them to know, Spirit? Sacrifice coming out in the reverse and power. Oh boy, how do I want to address this? Okay. Taurus, it's another 4. And then you have a 6. Talking about, I'm waiting for some downloads here, so bear with me. What I'm hearing from Spirit is, and nothing, the word and nothing ever happened as a result of what she did. So I don't know what she means to some of you, but like, you could have seen somebody using the word sacrifice something and never have anything come to fruition. You could feel like you're sacrificing things. Nothing's ever coming to fruition. It's like with this power, it's like you want to take your power back. It's almost like wanting, grab the bull by the horns, Taurus, right? Going in and taking and reclaiming something. It almost feels territorial to me. So you could be dealing with where you feel like other people come and step on your toes, or maybe you're the one stepping on some toes. Who knows, right? Place it where it fits. But it's like you always get to a point where you feel disempowered. And this sacrifice coming in the reverse is, it's like you're just seeking the comfort. And there you are, Taurus, right? That pentacle, those comforts and those securities. Seeking the comforts. And it's like, well, I don't want to give up my nap time to have to address these things, right? Not saying that that's exactly what you're doing, but there's the example. I don't want to give up nap. I mean, God, I need my beauty rest. But if you gave up nap time, even cut nap time back from 12 to 1 to 12 to 12:30 during your lunch hour, What could you accomplish in that half hour that is going to be productive, that's going to take you out of this distraction phase? You learned, and potentially, and numbers come in pretty heavy for me sometimes, clear back to the age of 4, how to distract yourself. You know, for some of you, you could, you know, single family household, if you were the only child, or even, you know, mom or dad worked a lot, whoever you were with, or maybe even both, it doesn't matter, that you had to learn how to keep yourself busy. You had to learn how to work through those moments. That was kind of what your connections represented. Keeping yourself busy. But now those missing interactions, those missing connections are coming to the forefront, and now everything is like, okay, I'm ready. I don't want to say I want to feel, but like, I want to be a part of something. I want to be maybe in a partnership, or in this particular position, or in this certain friend group or dynamic. I want to be a part of whatever this is. But you're not seeing it as, is that the right thing for me though? Is that where I'm supposed to be? Or is it just holding on to the first thing that comes along and going, maybe this is it? And then it fizzles out because it's not meant. You have an experience, but it's not meant for you in the long run. I hope this is resonating for you guys the way this is coming through. All right, let's get some clarifiers. My gosh, it's going to be the longest reading ever, Taurus. Your readings tend to run long when I start getting deeper into stuff. So, all right, let's see. Taurus, can we please clarify the connection? Page of Wands. She wants to have a good time. She wants to kick up her heels. Just want life to be fun again. I feel like you feel like life got too serious too fast. Some of you could have been younger parents too. If you've got children, you could have had to take on that role early on in life. For others of you, this can just be, you know, maybe before always putting your nose down and getting things done and being that responsible one, that you didn't feel like you had time to live. You didn't have time for you. You didn't have time to have fun. And so now it's like, is this person going to be the person I go out with and have a good time? Is this group going to be the one that I go out and have a good time? I think that you have a consistent group of people around you on the regular, but then it's like you kind of branch off into all these other places, and you come to find eventually that they don't quite fit in your world, or you don't fit in theirs. Remember, it's for a good reason, right? So what is this connection about? First card out. What did I say? 7 of Cups energy. There it is. Connections. What's bright, shiny, new? Is this the thing for me? Like, if Spirit just was like, double down on that, Nicole. They leave you in confusion. It leaves you emotionally confused. You make yourself emotionally confused because you don't know where you belong. Is this it? Is this it? Is this the place? Is this the one? Is this the job? Is this the person? Is this the home? So many options. But are you discerning what option is best for you? Are you really seeing clearly? If you're living in a state of confusion, you can't see clearly what is good for you. Okay? It's hard to see. It's hard to understand. It's hard to feel when everything's being thrown at you and you're like, this is it. Have you taken the time to truly address you outside of connections? Whether, I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your kids. Have you addressed you? Key thing, okay? Distractions comes out with the Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords. That's where 10 of Cups. It's like Spirit just said chasing your dream. Chasing your dream. It's like, it's almost like a sense of self-sabotage. 2 of Swords. I do like her in the sense that, and I said this for somebody else the other day, it's like she's trying to take that blindfold off, right? The traditional 2 of Swords, she's just sitting there like frozen. It's like a stalemate, right? Here, she's taking some kind of action, but your action and choice is to run. I'm hearing from Spirit avoiding communication too, or saying it too late, coming up short. She's still in that 2 of Swords. She still hasn't gotten that blindfold off yet. And then there's the distraction of that. Waiting too long to say what you mean what you say. You know, I feel like when there's times, Taurus, when your feet are being put to the fire by something that has the potential for happiness, you tend to run or feel like somebody else is running from you. And you're constantly in this way of chasing what happiness looks like to you, what your 10 of Cups looks like to you. Whether you feel like you're the one that's being breadcrumbed or you're the one doing the breadcrumbing. Spirit just said a 2 to 3 year period. Nothing seems to last. And Spirit's going back to 1 year for some of you. From 1 to 3 years, it doesn't seem to get off the ground. Or it gets off the ground. It's like a bird with a broken wing starting to fly, and he ain't healed, and poop, right down on his nose or his beak, whatever. It's like it doesn't take flight long enough because you're chasing down the things that are not meant for you. They make you feel good temporarily, but they don't hold weight in the long run. Okay? It's like your inner child is like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to see this anymore. Where else can we go? What else can we do? Because I don't want to do this anymore. All right. Age of 40, Spirit is bringing up the number 48. So you could be 48 years old. 48, I don't know, something around a parent in regards to the number of 48. Maybe Taurus, maybe you're dealing with a parent that's like this. I don't know, but it's affecting the inner child within you. All right, productivity. What is this about for Taurus? I said breadcrumbs, right? What comes out? 5 of Pentacles with productivity. Falling short again. Sadness, loss, disappointments, feeling left out, feeling like there's not enough. I'm going to say this to you guys, and again, this isn't going to apply for everybody. If you're a single parent, it's like, I'm tired of doing this alone. Like, I work my ass off. I try to get ahead. I'm constantly being left on my own to figure it out. And I don't ever get there. I'm just tired. The thing about her is you can see her arms and her legs. They're like battered, dirty, bruised, whatever you want to call them, right? She's tired. She's worn out. She doesn't even like have the strength to go grab that key to walk out the door. She's just like, I'm here. Defeated, at a loss. Like I said in the beginning of the reading, like it's so ridiculous, it's almost funny, and then comes the disappointment. Here we go again, another major letdown, another failure. You know, finances, Pentacles could be a thing. But I also feel like for you, Taurus, this is how you view it, as the tangible, right? It's you in the tangibility aspect of, well, there's nothing left. You know, maybe you and somebody else were living together and you shared furniture. And it's weird because it's not even the fact that you miss them. It's like, well, shit, they took my favorite chair with them. Even though that was theirs. That was my favorite chair. Now I got to go buy my chair. It's that kind of thing. And it's like, how much heart are you putting into what it is you're investing in, or what it is that you even want to have work for you? Because right now, the only cups I got out here is the 7 of Cups. There's no heart. It's just the need to take the upper hand. It's the need to think. It's like you have to think about it. And then you're like, well, this is bullshit. I don't like this. You know? And Taurus, I'm not knocking you. But it's all there, right? Like, it is what it is. Underneath, though, you do have the 4 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And I just said there's no love there, right? You take a look at this particular deck. That cup is locked up, sealed up, and put away. She's not carrying any emotion. And even the 4 of Swords, granted, it's got a heart, and it's for the purpose of healing. But you can't heal by thought alone. For some of you, Taurus, at some point in your life, whether this was a parent or a relationship, whatever this was, there was somebody that taught you something about love, whether or not you're willing to see it. They taught you some major lessons, either by the way you move, the way you do things. And I don't think that you have healed For some of you, this could go back 7 years. For others of you, Spirit is saying 4. Where you have not healed the heart space. If Spirit is saying if it was a relationship, for others of you, this could go back to that 4 of childhood. The healing has not taken place enough to make the changes to get out of the head and back into the heart. I think, and yeah, look here, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups. You go back to that moment. And honestly, I think at some point during whatever course this was, it was plentiful. It was beautiful. It was nurturing. It was nourishing. But all of the cups are sitting back in the past. And now you're in the swords. So I would say for some of you, you could have experienced a divorce or a split up between your parents, or somebody that held that kind of ranking in your life, that it deeply affected you. And for others of you, this was your own partnership with somebody else who offered you nourishment that maybe you never really had. At least not the way you experienced it with this situation. You cannot think your way through this healing that has to be done. You have to feel what it is that your inner self, your inner child wants you to feel and acknowledge. It's like your inner child is bearing witness to how a situation made you feel, and you're going, we don't feel that here. Your inner child wants you to acknowledge that it exists. Your inner child wants you to acknowledge that it exists. That little Taurus inside a big Taurus exists. And wants to acknowledge the pain, that wants to be loved, that wants to be held, who wants to be seen, and now wants to be heard. Whether this is through your intuition talking to you, Taurus, or just the moments that you feel triggered by particular situations, but it wants to be heard and felt, not from an external source, not one of these 7 of Cups, not from somebody, Joe Schmo or Sally Ann down the road, or whoever you met at the bar last weekend. They want you, the inner child wants you to be the one to see and to acknowledge this confusion. Okay? All right, what is the sacrifice in the reverse, Spirit? I swear to God, Taurus, I swear to God. This sacrifice coming out in the reverse is like, if I do this, this means I have to put my heart out there. I have to open myself up, and then I'm going to be sitting there waiting. I'm going to have to pick a direction in which I'm going to go. I'm going to have to make a decision. And quite frankly, I've made these decisions before, and I've lost control, and I've had my ass whooped. How hard is it to be vulnerable, other than as hard as you're trying to make it? You know, it's like, I'm not going to sacrifice myself anymore. I've zipped that shit up. I've tucked that shit away. We ain't doing that. I've seen what's out in the world. I'm just going to stay in my own little bedroom in my own little light, and I'm going to wait for somebody to come to me. And I'm going to tell you guys too, listen, I know there ain't no ridiculous dating scene like there's a ridiculous dating scene these days. People are up on Facebook and they're like, oh, you want a Facebook date? Oh, you want a Facebook chat? Oh, you know what? Don't. Just don't. If you're entertaining this online dating, talking to so-and-so, like, just, Spirit is going, stop. Because it's, for a lot of you, it's leaving, if you had a bad taste about love to begin with, it's like, here, let me show you the next 9 contestants that are going to come rolling in and you're going to be disappointed with. Because it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. It's delayed. There's excuses. And Spirit just said with this Emperor back here and the Magician, who the hell knows who they really are on the other side of the screen, is what I just heard. They're full of talk. They're full of, yes, I've got this, and I get my nails done, and my hair was done, and, you know, and then here comes, you know, Joe Schmo for you ladies out there, and it's like, oh, yeah, like, I got a good job, and my ex was shit, and I'm raising my kids, and I'm making shit happen, and I'm a this and I'm a that, and they're selling themselves to the best of their ability. And then you go to, like, you know, the Buffalo Wild Wings, and you sit down and you're like, one, this mofo don't look nothing like they said they did, nothing like their picture that they said they did. Their clothes, you know, could use some work. Like, they're not representing in the real world who they are. So you keep dealing with these kinds of situations, or maybe even jobs. Like, oh great, there's this wonderful job description out there. Oh, this sounds amazing, right? Oh, that must be the one. That must be the job. And you get there, and you've got a dirty office. Nobody wipes anything down. It's disgusting. You know, you sit next to, you know, John in the cubicle beside you, and he's crunching on his rich chips all day. Like, it's loud, it's noisy. You can see why they're offering a bonus, because nobody wants to stay. It's that kind of shit that you're picking up on when you're diving with the Seven of Cups. No. Like, have you fully investigated, and I hate to use the word investigated, a job, a person, but have you really seen it for what it is before you jump into it going, oh, this might be the one? Abandonment issues? Maybe. Loneliness? Maybe. And what's crazy is, like, you know, a lot of times with that abandonment, we find things that we're comfortable with, so we hang on to it. The wild thing about this, Taurus, is I don't even feel like it lasts long enough to get you comfortable, because it fizzles out so fast. It's like a hot spark in the middle of the night. It's like having a one-night stand. And for that 15 minutes, man, that's some good stuff. The next morning, there is nothing left. You wake up, roll over, and oh my God, what did I go home with? Yuck. Seriously. So, you know, if you're doing the online dating thing, just be careful. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I mean, it can. I never had a good experience. This taste in my mouth, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, pay attention to that instant feel-good moment, because is it going to sustain itself? Is it going to last? Probably not. Not until you recognize what draws you into that, and then understanding how to do it differently. All right, Taurus. Advice. We're 37 minutes deep here. All right. I feel like you guys, I got chapped lips, it's dropping me bonkers. It's almost like was it Rapunzel, right? It was up in her tower with her long hair. You guys go out and you do your thing. You get disappointed again. You go back into your tower, and you're waiting for your knight in shining armor, or princess in shining armor, or whatever, to come rescue you. Rapunzel, let your hair down, save the day. I'll come rescue you, I'll take you away, haha. That's kind of what I'm getting from this Two of Wands. What else is out there? Who's going to come save me? Taurus, nobody else can save you. You have to save yourself. All right? All right, advice for Taurus. Coffin, new beginnings, liberation, reborn and transition, tragic endings. Ship, cutting ties, moving on, receiving what you need, progression and arriving. Cupid's arrow, have faith. Love is coming. The right kind of love. This coffin and this ship. Taurus, you have to be open to the changes that are trying to make their way into your life, okay? For some of you, I think you feel it. You know that you've got to make some changes, but I also feel like for some of you, whether or not you want to see it, part of that "this is so ridiculous" thing that I said in the beginning, these tragic endings, is like somebody else could be cutting these ties with you. Spirit just said to, if they could say something to you that they think would make you understand, they would tell you that it's not about you, it's about them. And right, cliche as it gets, it ain't you, it's me. But there is some truth to that. Well, at least for somebody who's waking up, because you're like, shit, why did I get involved in this? It's time to walk away. But yes, they could say it's not you, it's me. But what is your role? Where's that accountability? Why do you pick people up that do that? Okay? So you may be forced to move on whether you like it or not. They could be dealing with somebody else. Another job could be looking at somebody else. But there's a forced position of moving. Competition and energy. The other woman, look over your shoulder. You could be dealing with something or somebody. I said they were looking at somebody else, right? I just said it. There's the snake. They could be moving somebody into a position that you thought you were going to get. They could be looking for the next renter that they're going to be able to afford to pay more. I don't know where the hell that just came from, but heads up. That other person found the next glorious person. They found their next 7 of cups, right? I mean, if they picked you and you picked them based upon that, do you think they're not going to do it again somewhere else? Yep, you're one of many. For them and for you, right? Not today. Boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversation, not dealing, still upset. Taurus, that's you. Look. Healing heart. Behind it, cut down. Cutting out, separation, stop the pattern. Silent treatment. You know, I think part of it for you too, Taurus, is the idea of forgiveness. Like, I feel like once you guys remind me of Scorpio in the sense of when you're done, you done, right? You're done. But does it always end catastrophically? Like, is there always this big explosive, like, firework that goes off? It's like, boom, set this shit ablaze. I'm done. They just got up and canned my ass and never said a word. How many times has something like that happened in your life? And how many times can you truly say you offered forgiveness? And I'm going to say this to you also, Taurus. Last year, and it may have been over the summer when I was doing readings for you guys. I can't remember specifically. Spring or summer for some reasons coming up. Spirit said for those of you, it was around an anniversary, of an important anniversary date. And I don't know. I feel like when something may have split up or gone separate ways, there was something around an anniversary date there. That was an opportunity, per Spirit. That was an opportunity for you to clean something up then, and I don't think you did. So when I talked earlier about whatever that relationship or situation was that seemed to really make this deep impact, so whether this is your mother, your father, a husband, ex-spouse, or ex-lover, or whatever this is, family member that you've distanced yourself from, that was the opportunity either to give forgiveness, say I'm sorry, use ho'oponopono, and I know I've used that in your readings in the past. That is your release. And I kind of feel like there's the distraction, excuse me, even around that. Because if you have to dive into how that situation felt so good and ended so badly, it becomes confusing for you. How can I give so much love to something I felt so extremely tied to, and then it just never worked out? It just blew up. How do you go from the sweetest moments of your life to the biggest level of hell? It doesn't make sense, but it happens. Understand if you feel like so much had been done that you can't take it back, you can't fix it because there's been some serious damage to it. Forgiveness isn't about the other person, Taurus. The forgiveness is about you. It releases you. It heals you. Or at least puts you on the path to healing. But I will also say there is a handful of you out there that I remember saying this to you guys before. You might think this person does not want to hear from you. And this could have just been a work colleague. But don't think they don't think about you, because they do. Just because you've moved on doesn't mean that they don't think about you, because they do. Spirit said there's no hatred in their heart. They're just not who they used to be, and neither are you. But if you need to go back and clean it up so it releases you so you can move on with your life in a healthier manner, do it. Don't chicken shit out. Don't cower it out because, oh, I don't know what I'm going to get. Fear of rejection. That's exactly what that is. And I've seen that for you guys before too. Fearful that someone's going to tell you, you know what? No, I think for some of you, it's going back into it going, well, can I rekindle this? Don't go, if you're going back for the purpose of rekindling something or trying to get back in their good graces in the sense of how close you can get to them again, the answer is no, don't do it. This isn't about rekindling a romance or rekindling a situation or becoming best friends with this person again. This is about you being able to find that boundary, which we've seen somewhere here. Here it is, boundaries and hurt. Go, this is how I feel. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Know that you hurt me as well. I just want to say that I'm sorry and I hope that you forgive me. And I want you to know, if you mean it, I'm sorry and I hope that you forgiving each other, however I'm wording. I'm getting it all ass backwards now. But that forgiveness can be reciprocated with that Six of Pentacles and that Six of Cups. It can be good memories and leave the rest behind. Take them as lessons, accept it for what it was. But it doesn't mean that you go back to it. It just means you need to heal from it. Okay? I hope that's making sense. This is forever. I haven't done a video this long. I can't tell you how long. All right. Let's get one of these cards, light workers cards, and we're moving. We're going to close this up. So if you guys are still here, thank you. I appreciate you. I've got, Taurus, honest to God. I don't think anybody has had cards come out in the reverse like you have had with these, because these typically, I was like, is this deck upside down? No, this card came out in the reverse. Paradigm shift. P.S. I talked about those fours. 4 in the reverse, just like at the bottom here. And then orbs of light. Keep an eye out for orbs right now. There's another 4. 40 breaks down to a 4. Some of you could be 44 years old, 40 years old. The 4s are sticking out heavily. Your 40s could just be a time frame where you're really learning these lessons. As I said, 48 earlier? So 4, 8, and 12, Spirit is saying, could also be time markers in your age range, or you could have had relationships that spanned 4, 8, 12. Like, there's something about the 4, 8, and 12, and it could even be tied to kids. I don't know. There's a lot of various factors here for all of you. Orbs of light and this paradigm shift. Taurus, you guys are that feminine energy of the Empress, Venus, right? You're connected to Venus, you're connected to the heart. You're also connected to the heart chakra, which is one of the lessons in this life that you were sent here to work on. Every chakra center has a sign attached to it, and that's like part of your life path's work, your life purpose. And for you in Libra, it's the heart space. And it tends to go back to forgiveness. Okay, and I'm almost positive I've said that before too, but in case you didn't hear that video, there it is. And for those of you who didn't know, now you do. Paradigm shift, what I'm catching, I can't show you this card because there's some nudity and I'll be getting my butt reamed. But there's a lot of feminine energy in this card. But what I think is I'm going to cover this up here. But there's like this devil. The devil down below, or technically it should be up above when the card's in the upright position. And it's like, are you going to come? Are you going to come with me? Like, here's that next moment of that gratification. It's like Spirit just said, it's a trap door every time. You're missing the shift. You're missing a new reality by living in this energy. It's like, ooh, there's the beauty of the human body. Like, I can't help but feel that way. Like, the beauty of the human body. Are you tantalized by the glitz, the glamour, the sexiness, the allure, the bright and shiny, like I said with the 7 of Cups? Like, is that the distraction? Because, I mean, you look at it, and there's this bright and shiny door. He is calling to her. Come on in. It's like tangoing with the devil constantly, Taurus. Come on in. That's the distraction. She's missing the vast beauty of what's around her, that door, that call, going, come to me. That's become the distraction. And you look at these hands in this card. They're out. Are you coming? Are you coming? Spirit is saying you need to resist. You need to resist that allure and go by the water. Like, you need to go cleanse your energy, Taurus. You really do. You guys, I don't know what it is about you, Taurus. You wear me out. I love you, but you wear it. It's like, I feel like a bullfighter in the ring, right? Come and get it. That's how you guys make me feel. Oh my God. All right, Taurus. Longest freaking video I've done in so long. If you get through the whole thing, kudos, congratulations to you. I hope the messages help you. I truly do. You guys got a lot of work to do, but we all do. Don't feel isolated. Don't feel alone in that. We've all got a ton of work to do. This is like since I've started reading collectively like this, it's forever like your biggest hurdle. It is that Achilles heel energy. It brings you to your knees every time. All right, I'm leaving it there. Taurus, like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal readings will be open before long. Thank you for your love and support while I took my break. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm wishing you all the best. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.